We've been looking at information literacy lately, and we've been talking about how to find information for our nonfiction writing that we'll be doing. Today I want to show you how to use a resource on our Nature Hill Intermediate School website. So the first thing that you'll want to do is get to the Nature Hill homepage. Once you're at the Nature Hill homepage, you're going to want to access our library, our online library. So you can do that by going to Family Resources and clicking on Online Library. Once you get there, you'll click at Nature Hill Intermediate, and then you'll see that we're at our library homepage. Now, if you want to search for books within the library, of course you go to the catalog, and then you can type in books that are in the library. But we actually want to look at some online sources today, so that's what we're going to do. If you take a look at all the different sources there are here on our library homepage, you can see that we've got databases, we've got news sites, you can even search for things in the public libraries around here. There's a good website for citing your sources, different search engines, and then online news and magazines, and other things that you can look for information on our library website. So it's a great place to go. Today I want to talk to you about databases. And a lot of times people get databases confused with search engines. So I want to tell you the difference between those first. So databases are really massive collections of data. Databases have newspapers, magazines, journals, and those types of things. So you'll be looking within a magazine to find a more scholarly article. Whereas search engines are just your typical Google or other search engines where you can search and you can look up on the internet. So the difference is that a database is a bunch of sources that have been reviewed and put together, and a search engine takes you anywhere on the internet to find what you're typing in as your search, your keyword. So today I want to show you a database called Badgerlink. So go ahead and click on Badgerlink. And Badgerlink is Wisconsin's online library, so there are tons of sources here that have been reviewed, and they're all really good sources. So you can take a look here. You can either look into all sources, or for you guys, I'm going to have you go in for students. You're going to click on that. What's really nice about this is that you can look for things that are for your age group. So we don't want things that are lower reading levels, but we don't want things that are too high reading levels that it makes it difficult for us to decipher the information. So we're going to click on middle school. So now we know the information that we're getting is going to be good for our reading level, and we'll be able to decipher the information. So then what you can do is you can click on a topic if you'd like to. You can kind of scroll down and look at some of the different sources available to you and kind of decide what it is that you're actually looking for. So we talked about laying out a plan to be information literate, and so this is part of that plan. Depending on what you're looking for, you might want to look in an encyclopedia, or you might want to look at other different things if you're looking for poems, short stories, those types of things. But for this project, we're not looking for those types of things. So I want to take you down here to this one, the Student Research Center, because it's got magazines, newspapers, biographies, country reports, film, and video. So here we've got our Student Research Center, and this is really nice because you could click on a certain topic if you wanted to, but if you know specifically what you're looking for, you can actually just type that into the search engine and try to find it. So you guys have been looking at space lately, so let's do Planet Venus. So you would type that in. I had previously typed it in, so it's there for me. And then you click on search. This is going to take you to a bunch of information related to Planet Venus, and then we'll be able to select what we want. So if you take a look, you can scroll down, you can filter your results. If you want just magazines, you can click on just magazines, just newspapers, and so on and so forth. So if you really know what you're looking for, you can filter it just like that. So you can see we've got a lot of different information here that we can click on. So let's just try the first result that came up. If we take a look, the abstract tells us what this article is going to be about. So if you were doing this, you could read this article or read this abstract and decide if this is an article that you are interested in actually looking at fully. And then if we want to actually look at the article, we decided that it's a good one and we want to use it, we can click on where it says PDF full text. and you can see that it's loading down here, and this is going to bring us to the entire article that was written, the full entire text that we can look at and read and decide if this is something that we would like to use for our nonfiction piece. You'll notice that sometimes it takes a long time to load these. Depending on the amounts of pages on your resource, it might take a couple seconds to load, so you'll have to be really patient. While we're waiting, there is a neat thing up here where it says citation, and you can click on that, and that'll help you cite your sources. And we'll do a video on that, and I'll show you how that works, but it's something to keep in mind, that you always need to cite your sources when you are using these types of databases. So here we go. Here's our article called Stargazing Simplified. We can go ahead and take a look at it and decide if this is something we want to use. This is really good information. It's got pictures. It's not incredibly long, so it might be a good source for us to look at. And you can decide if that's what you want to use. And that is how you use the Badgerlink database. Hope it helped.